What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is the 9th of August. We're taking a look this morning at XLM Stellar Lumens XLM. Start this video off coinmarketcap.com. Taking a look real quick here. We're at the markets. Bitcoin dominance 48.9. Bitcoin obviously sitting in number 1. XRP down there number 5. XLM, I am not even sure where it is here on this list here by market cap. I guess it's down here quite a bit. XLM, there it is, sitting in number 21. So we're taking a look at that chart here this morning. Trending Pepe WorldCoin XRP. Nice to see XRP on the trending there. Fear and Greed 53 got a little bump up yesterday. The rise in the overall market and Bitcoin. Let's head over to the charts, take a look at XLM, see what's kind of going on here, share a couple things of my thoughts, and take a look at the previous chart and how it has some correlation with what's going on right now. So similar to XRP, the XLM chart does look pretty similar. Had that big move to the upside right into a resistance level. So 19,160, a resistance level, pulled back, support down there at 1312.1312, and then basically lower highs, higher low, lower high, lower low, and here we are in the midst of something here. So we don't quite know what's going to happen here. There's a couple things that could play out. And what we're going to do is take a look on the left of the chart, what's happened in the past, and maybe that'll give us a little insight of what could take place moving forward here. So if we zoom, well, we'll go back to that. I have two targets above the market, and then we're going to use the fibs, and then we'll go back to the left-hand side of the chart. So once again, this is XLM USD. Kraken is the data here. And by the way, welcome all of the subscribers. So we have two targets above the market. One is 1916. That's resistance number 1. That's where this day on the 13th found its top. And then we have another one up there at 20.47, so 0.2047 right in that area. That puts the price up from where we're currently at 34 to 44%. So keep that in mind. Bitcoin, on the other hand, looked very good yesterday. So we'll see if we can get some continuation to that move, and that'll definitely carry these markets up to those targets. If we throw the fibs up here, we'll take that swing high and then the most recent low just a couple days back. And you can see where this takes us. So the 1618 fib is up there to a 24, almost a 25 cent XLM. 2618, 36 cent Stellar Lumens. 3618, 54, 4236, 68 cents. So if the markets break back out higher in price, then we could see all of those come into play. You know, we'll have to see. Or I shouldn't say all of those. We should see potentially some of those come into play. Let's take a zoom out real quick. We could see that this most recent move, which was on the SEC for XRP, excuse me, basically found resistance right at a previous consolidation area, basically right underneath that zone, right in here, which is that 19,160 level. Keep in mind, guys, as this thing consolidates, forms, some kind of a pennant pattern here, it doesn't mean that this moves over. Okay. And I'll show you that in just a moment here, that this pullback, now XRP actually went slightly lower. It's basically testing the breakout zone. Like I said, XRP went further, but this is, very similar. And we could see a potential move like this take place, and it could happen fast. It could happen very fast, and you'll see that in just a moment here. Very fast to the upside. So if you take a zoom out here, the trend is clearly higher, okay? Now, if you look at the days, day by day, it gets a little noisy. But you have here, you have a higher high, you have a higher low, you have a higher high, you have a higher low. This is where it gets a little weird. We have a lower high, but we still have a higher low. So we'll have to see what happens here. We could be in this larger pennant pattern, which would be lower highs and higher lows taking place. So sometimes you just got to take a step back from the noise of the chart, know what you hold, and know that this thing is clearly in an uptrend. So we don't forget that there is a chance that this, rising wedge here can break to the downside. Something like this, retesting this area down here at 10.46. So keep that in mind. If things get ugly in the market around the world and the markets get spooked here in the stock market, be prepared for something like that. Let's take a look here at what has happened previously for XLM and probably XRP. I didn't get a chance to look at that chart. So check this out, guys. So we have a rounding bottom here. Let me do something like this. We have this, rounding bottom here that blasted off to the upside, and then that was the top. Got volatile and consolidated, higher low, lower high, lower low, consolidated. Very similar to what's taking place right now. So after all this noise here, it did a massive, massive new breakout to the upside. We take a look at where we're at currently. We have a very big breakout, volatile, noisy, and like I said, if we throw the fibs on here like we just did, see a big, big breakout to the upside and using the fib numbers as targets. So this isn't like the first time we've seen price action like this after a major, major move. At least for XLM. I'm sure XRP chart looks similar. Here's the big breakout, volatile, choppy, making new lows, finding support. Once again, that 1200 level comes into play. And then we have a massive breakout that took place over 1, 2, 3 days. Let's take a look at the measuring tool here. So basically over 3 days, this market moved 200%. Call it 4 days, 1, 2, 3, 4 days. And that was back in the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th of September in 2021. This market moved from 13 cents all the way up to, call it 40 cents. And that took out those highs. So if we take a look at where we're at now, we move 200% here. Let's call it 200%. Actually, I have to move my chart down because... And don't think this can't happen. It could go much higher than this. It's a possibility. It takes us up there to like 30 cents. If the same thing's kind of played out, that's possible. So up there to, 43 cents. If we throw the fibs on here from the swing high to the swing low, roughly right there. Where is 40 cents on the fibs? 2618 right there. So if you got past the 16 at 26, next level would be 26 up there at 40, 41. cents. That's if we did a 200% move from basically where we're at today, which is 14 cents. So we'll have to see, guys. It's a possibility. We've seen it before on the charts. XLM has done this before. People get super bearish after a big move like this. Markets consolidate. You know, and you got to keep in mind, like, that's a massive move, and it's not like this thing did a complete reversal the next day. You know, basically, it's held an important level at 13.12, consolidating closely. To me, now assuming on what Bitcoin does, to me it just looks like this is a pause in a, if we zoom out, a larger uptrend. So for XLM and for XRP. So we'll have to see, guys. We saw XLM not too long ago. Looks like it's back in 2021, 2022, up here in the 70 to 80 cent range. So if you're talking a 40 cent XLM, excuse me, it's not that big of a deal. It takes us right up to right around these highs over here in 2021. So that's my thoughts on XLM, guys. I don't own XLM. It's not financial advice. Just kind of sharing what I see here on the charts, looking left, kind of thinking forward, using some fibs, using some math here. And like I said, keep your eye on Bitcoin. Let's take a look at Bitcoin real quick before we wrap this video up. So Bitcoin, if you watched our XRP video yesterday, we spoke about Bitcoin finding, you know, basically. So before this move yesterday happened, and I said, look, something is coming here from the markets. It's going. We're getting a movement. Whether it's higher or lower, time will tell. We're clearly in a short-term uptrend. Overall, I think we're in a bear market, but the short term, I think we're in a uptrend. And the pullback after this move up to 31.5, the pullback is finding support at 29.143. You know, there's a chance we headed down to 28.249. We didn't do that yet, but there's still a chance. Yesterday, got a nice bounce right up into the 30.141, 31.86 resistance levels. So I'll have to see. This thing could be ready for a move higher, breaking past 31.5, heading up to my target up there at 34.293. So, and then we have some other targets higher than that, 38 and beyond. So keep your eye on Bitcoin. You know, we'll see if it can get past this zone right here, which is the lower end of this zone, is where we topped out yesterday. So, you know, it could be resistance, you know, and we hit the top of that zone yesterday as resistance. So ceilings turning into, or floors, excuse me, flip when broken and turn into ceilings of resistance. And that is potentially what we're seeing. So we got to break back into that zone, get us back up there on our way to 31.573. Hopefully break that. That takes us up to 34. So if that takes place, you can expect those higher XLM prices and markets to break out across the board. So that's my thoughts, guys, on Bitcoin, on XLM. Let's see. I'm rooting for higher prices, but you know, I am open to anything here with these markets. Try to keep the emotions out here. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging around. All links down in the video description. You use those links. It does help support the channel. Appreciate it. I'll catch you in the next one.